Galnet News Digest, 9th of December 3307. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, Anti-Xeno weapon selection. Tesreau fights back. Party time in Paresa. Rochester's last good move. Angry mobs blockade Vodel HQ.
Salvation plans to wave his superweapon at the Thargoids again, and the ex-head of research at Aegis is taking the opportunity to do a bit of research on Salvation himself. The Thargoids have been proving more resilient in the Pleiades, Witchhead and Coalsack regions than expected, and have been advancing into new systems every week. 23 systems currently have some level of Thargoid incursion. Salvation plans to deploy his superweapon in 3 key newly attacked systems in the Pleiades and has stationed a megaship in each. Commodore Morag Halloran of the Musashi megaship has appealed to commanders to collect classified experimental equipment from the heart of Taurus in the Karato system and deliver this unique product to the Musashi in the Delphi system, the Bright Sentinel in the Maya system, and the Glorious Prospect in the Merope system, thus allowing 3 superweapons to be deployed and presumably to clear Thargoids out of each of the 3 systems. This must be done by the end of Monday the 13th of December to allow the weapons to be prepared for firing to schedule. And there's a choice of rewards for the top 75% of participants delivering to each of the megaships. Those who deliver to the Musashi in Delphi will be offered 1, or possibly 2, Commodore Halloran's message wasn't clear, pre-engineered Class 1 burst-fire Gauss cannon with increased reserve ammo and reduced fall-off range. Those who deliver to the Bright Sentinel in Maya will receive 2 pre-engineered fixed-mount Class 1 plasma charges with increased damage, armour-piercing, clip size and projectile speed, but increased power draw and thermal load. And those who deliver to the Glorious Prospect in Merope will receive 2 pre-engineered fixed-mount Class 1 shard cannons with reduced spread and increased range, penetration and shot speed, but increased mass, power consumption and active heat generation.
Commodore Halloran, formerly of the Alliance Defence Force, is one of many senior military figures from all 3 superpowers who've resigned their commissions to work with Salvation to defeat the Thargoids. Confidence in Aegis remains at an all-time low. But Professor Alba Tesreau, who was recently forced to resign from Aegis, believes that Salvation is a danger to humanity and has appealed for assistance in finding out just what this secret weapon really is. She's enlisted the help of Guardian technology specialist Ram Tar to analyse the classified experimental equipment and has appealed to pilots to collect as much of it as they can from the heart of Taurus, but to deliver it to Felice Dock in the Mean system instead of Salvation's megaships. If enough samples can be collected, Tesreau and Tar hope they can work out just what Salvation's up to, demonstrate the dangers of his superweapon, and prevent the superpowers from offering him any further support. And like Salvation, they're offering rewards to the top 75% of contributors too. 4 turret-mounted Class 3 AX missile racks. Although this appeal runs until Thursday morning, Tesreau warns commanders that Salvation is likely to stop selling the experimental equipment on the morning of the 14th. Commanders who own a fleet carrier will be able to load it up for the jump to Mean, but stock bought or sold after its purchase from the heart of Taurus will not count towards any of the appeal totals. Tesreau is confident that if even just 1 tier of the appeal total is achieved, then she'll be able to reveal Salvation's secrets.
The birth of a child, Hector Mordanticus, to former Imperator Hadrian Duval, has been celebrated in Paresa, using the rare goods that were supposed to be shipped on to the newborn imperial family member. The Imperial Herald has used the occasion to remind everyone that a male son, for the only male heir to the throne, throws a spanner in the works of imperial succession. Neither the Emperor nor Princess Aisling has an heir, and Hadrian is the admittedly illegitimate grandson of the Emperor. so he has a pretty good claim to succeed Emperor Arissa. Hadrian has, in recent months, almost been accepted back into the imperial family, naming his son after Imperator Mordanticus, a traitor to the empire and a martyr to many, seems a deliberate slight against the emperor. The herald suggests that the birth of Hector has caused shockwaves that will last for centuries.
The acquisition of surface vehicle maker Vodel by Core Dynamics 2 years ago has finally borne fruit, with the launch of a new combat vehicle, the Scorpion. Described as a surface reconnaissance vehicle by Vodel's chief of design, Frank Endis, the Scorpion features 2 weapons, a plasma surge repeater, and the Aculeus missile launcher, which are together designed to bring down shields and then punch through armour. Core Dynamics CEO Owen McKenna attended the launch event at Levinson Orbital in Bratta. He described the purchase of Vodel as the last good decision made by his predecessor and federal traitor, Jupiter Rochester. The Scorpion is only available to buy in systems with a military economy.
With the launch of Vodel's second ever surface vehicle, the Scorpion, commanders have been informed that Vodel's previous model, the Scarab, which everyone thought could only carry 2 tons of cargo, has actually had a 4-ton cargo hold all along. This will come as something of a consolation for commanders using the Xbox and PS4 flight control systems who are not yet eligible to buy a Scorpion. The Scorpion can only take 2 cargo units. Following the news of the largest Scarab cargo hold, an angry mob blockaded Vodel's officers after they discovered that the extra space wasn't full of painite.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.